you know, you don't have to be able to touch your toes to do yoga. You don't have to be flexible. You just have to be able to breathe. And you have to have a desire to quiet your mind. If those two things are present, you can do yoga. And I think that people are intimidated. It's one of the reasons I think the site became popular, because a lot of people are intimidated to go into a studio and, you know, do something that makes them feel really vulnerable or outside their comfort zone in front of a room full of strangers. So a lot of the people, and that was a surprise to us, but a lot of the people who subscribe do it because they like that privacy of being in their own living room, unrolling their mat, you know, and nobody's there and nobody's looking or, you know, watching them fall or watching them not be able to touch their toes, even though it's perfectly safe space, but it doesn't feel that way to everybody, right? So I would say, you know, try to trust that it's not that. Even then, don't look on Instagram because you'll get confused. Yeah, it's a thing. I mean, here's what I think, because I feel like there are a lot of yoga teachers who come out and they say, well, this isn't yoga or that isn't yoga, and they're, you know, and I don't want any part of that. I feel like there are probably people who see these Instagram photographs of, like, you know, somebody in a bikini on a yacht with their ankle behind their head, and they're inspired. And they think, wow, that's really cool, I want to try that. And then I think there are probably a lot of people who look at that and say, oh, that has nothing to do with my life. I'm never putting my ankle behind my head. I'm never going to take a picture of myself on a yacht in Bali in a bikini. Like, this does not apply to me. And so I'm not doing yoga if that's what it is, right? So I think there's both. I think that there are people that are inspired by all that, and I think there are people that are really alienated. And, you know, I want to talk to the alienated people, because I feel like, you know, it saddens me that somebody might see that and just say, oh, well, it's obviously not for me. You know, that doesn't apply to my life. I'm never going to do that. And it's what we do. You know, it is what we do culturally. We focus on the externals, and we're very good at doing, and we're not as good at being. And so of course it's going to happen with yoga too. You know, people start to focus on the poses and, oh, I want chaturanga arms like Jennifer Aniston, you know. And I used to get really bummed out by that. I used to think, like, oh, people are in here and they just care about, like, the poses. And then over time, I really stopped worrying about it, because I trust the practice. And I feel like if somebody starts practicing, even if they're like, I am here because I want to take a handstand picture on a yacht, you know, in the south of France in a year, great, come on in. And I am going to trust that over time I can give you what you want. You want the physical, crazy, sweating, strengthening, beautiful, but I'm going to feed you some of that stuff that you also need. And I trust the practice, you know, the deeper aspects will grab hold of people.